What's up, guys? We're dealing with a 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee here. I believe the chassis platform, it would be the Wk2 platform, not to be confused with the previous generation WKs, which unfortunately a lot of people own. Anyhow, we're doing a budget boost spacer 2-inch lift kit here from Rocky Road Outfitters here. I'm pretty sure this is an eBay bought kit, but even though it's from eBay, it's actually a pretty nice kit. The instructions are very descriptive, unlike our video is going to be here. And basically what we're doing with, instead of giving you a step-by-step process and a before and after and all the proper things you're supposed to do in a YouTube video, we're not going to do any of those things. And we're going to give you just a quick overview. This is a quick start assembly that's already been pulled out of the passenger side. You can see the 2-inch spacer added in here. It's basically what gives you your lift. You can fit 265s, I'm pretty sure, pretty comfortably in there with no rubbing going on. Anyhow, to get down to this here, you do have some work ahead of you, as I'm going to show you. You got to remove the upper ball joint setup, your tie rod setup, your brake caliper, your CV axle nuts, which, by the way, depending on where you're from, we had a lot of rust problems on these CV nuts, which is quite strange. I'm noticing on a lot of newer Jeeps, very strange rust happening here. Minor detail. That being said, the short assemblies, to get them out, the lower shock bolt has to come out. There's 3 strut tower bolts on top that have to come out, which are way up in there, but you're going to come from the top to get them out. The CV axle is going to be your most difficult part, so I would show you that, but our lighting's terrible. Basically, once this is all down, you got to bend this CV axle in a crazy angle, which in directions I wasn't a big fan of. We actually ended up pulling the CV axle right out of its place. It made it much easier. And in the rear setup, once again, apologize for the terrible lighting, but the rear setup, we actually have a reverse spacer. The spacer goes on the bottom of the control arm in this setup. And Chrysler actually used aluminum lower control arms on these, which is, I'm a fan of. A lot of rock crawling guys will probably hate on this whole setup, but that's not what this Jeep's being used for, so it doesn't matter. The shocks actually have a relocation spacer that go up in here. Those were a little bit difficult to change, and if you don't have a 2-post lift and you're doing this on the ground, it is going to be a pain in the butt. But you do have to use a jack, so once you get all this stuff ready and you want to get it put in, you're not done yet. You have to get this thing on the ground. If you don't have a lift, you're already on the ground. You got to use a jack, and basically you're going to jack from the jack point on the bottom of the suspension and lower control arms, and you're going to be jacking this up in place to basically make this kind of bend down and go into here. And you can see the large gap we already have, so that's not going to be a fun process. I do recommend you having more than one guy, helping you out with this. I think that's about it. There's a couple of notes in here about the ABS sensors, which you do want to be careful on. You don't want to pinch these wires. You don't want to break any of this stuff. You want to be careful when you're unplugging it. All that fun stuff. So, if you're interested for a WK2 lift kit, the Rocky Road Outfitters kit is not a bad choice from our experience so far, anyhow. So yeah, like us, subscribe, Campbell's Auto and Customs, and that's about it.